A very warm good evening, Namibia, and welcome to your Saturday evening sports news right here on Embassy One. I'm your host, Beatrice Engelbrecht. Here are your headline-making stories. De Bruin is an extreme competitor, says Yuan Miller. The Kavanga West Region Governors Cup kicked off yesterday at Nkuru. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Now leading our news tonight with the 13th African Games heading towards the second week of competition, Team Namibia is still on 7 medals. Senior producer Jeanette Gauzes had a sit-down with sports journalist Michael Hawanga from Confidante to talk about the game so far.
Good evening, Beatrice. We are 2 hours behind. That's why it still looks so light here. But I'm joined by Michael Hawanga from Confidante. And today we're just going to, dissect and analyze the week that has been. Thank you so much for joining us, Michael.
It's a pleasure.
Wonderful. Michael, now since the day the games have started, maybe what are some of the observations that you've made?
First of all, we can say this weather is so humid, but I don't know how athletes managed to overcome. Let's start maybe perhaps with the medals. We have won 7 medals. We all know about swimming, 5, cycling and wrestling. So far so good for Team Namibia. We are expecting more medals to come with cricket in the country. Then we still have athletics. Yeah. So we expect more medals to come to Team Namibia. If not, I think 7 is enough.
You think 7 is enough?
For a country of 3 million now.
Yeah, I'm also very much excited that we had 5 medals coming from swimming. Nadia, the team manager, obviously having done a wonderful job there.
Yeah, no, when you look at the history of swimming is probably one of the code that will never disappoint you when it comes to international competition. It's just fortunate that we do not go to Olympics where we can win perhaps or to be at the same bar as the other countries like South Africa, maybe Zimbabwe in the past, USA. But look, don't forget, we have a kindergarten. These are kids. We're talking about the kid who is 15 years old, Jessica Humphrey. Then you have other kids who are 21. Yeah, you look at that. Our future look really bright in as far as swimming is concerned. And take nothing away from other sports codes. They have tried their level best, but it's just because it's not their time. Their time will come.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Now, when we look at the countries that you found, are impressing here at the games, who would you say is really doing it for you?
I think South Africa. We all know. I think South Africa, for me, they are doing marvelous. They've always been doing like that. When it comes to medals, you are guaranteed lots of medals. So South Africa is a super powerhouse. Now, Nigeria is doing well in other sports codes that we are not taking part. Neither South Africa is taking part. Ghana, I just heard that they won about 21 or more than 25 medals in the last few days. So, which is something remarkable for a host nation. We know Namibia, we're not taking part in some sports called like handball, football. Yeah, which perhaps maybe if we had such a sports code, who knows, maybe our medals could have been up.
You are right indeed. Now, it's been quite a set of exciting events taking place here at the UG Stadium and across all the venues here in Accra. But one thing is for sure that we will be giving you those updates. So stay tuned on our platforms as usual if you want to stay updated. Back to you in studio.
That was, of course, Michael Hawanga talking a bit more about the games that are currently underway. Now, moving right along, the 2024 rugby season kicked off with a bang for the UNAM Steenbokkies as they thrashed Wanderers 55 in the opening game at UNAM Stadium this afternoon. Let's join Crystal Kotza for the match highlights.
As we have the highlights kicking us off here is Mandy van Staden that got the game started, and within 35 seconds we had, of course, Yvonne the Danger Woman Koopman scoring the first try for UNAM, and then this error from Wanderers just unfortunately not clearing the ball and a lack of just moving the ball through the hands just cost them, and they found themselves giving away the ball literally to the likes of Slinger. That was, of course, our first try in this match. While Wanderers had a quick tap by captain Mandy van Staden and crashing over for the first and only try of the match. While we see just another angle of that try once again, van Staden working really hard on the game, And they're talking about opportunities, great opportunity here for Ndeshi on the right-hand wing for UNAM to go through. And then we had this one, of course, the slinger second. Just unfortunate there for Wanderers just sleeping and coming in on it and just giving away a soft try there. And the second half, we saw Slinger getting the action back underway for the UNAM ladies, and then they had to give the ball to the left-hand side, and this massive carry by the strong prop forward, and that's Mandy Hansen giving it to the left. And then just once again, what a run there, pumping the legs, making sure she can crash over successfully for UNAM's 5th try. And Slinger, of course, just been on another level conversions-wise. And it's been such a treat to see her taking lead of this game, while we also had Helena coming from the bench for UNAM. Just look at her, just the awareness of cutting back inside and crashing over to score that 6th try for UNAM. And here we've got Slinger with her hat-trick down under the post, exactly where she would love to have it as a kicker. Probably not challenging enough as a kicker for her, but nonetheless, she took the 5-pointer and sealed the deal with that 2 points. Of course, giving her a massive tally at the end of the day. I think something like 18 points for her. And then this try, just a slow jog through for Mandy, a brace for her in this game. And this one, just a slow showboat, as Roderick Victor would say, giving the ball through the hands and dotting it down. And that is it, of course, us here from the UNAM Stadium, as we see Daniela Beekers kicking it into touch.
A well-deserved win indeed by the UNAM Steenbokkes. Now, 8 football and netball teams from all 8 constituencies that make up the Kavango West region are competing in the Governor's Cup. The tournament also serves as a preparation for this year's Newspaper Cup that will take place at Gobabis in the Omaheke region. Our reporter Elizabeth Mwengo fills us in.
Kapako constituency is the defending champion in football, while Mosese holds the title in netball. Sita Mateus Gano, the manager of Mosese constituency netball team, fills us in on the event.
So far, our team played yesterday, where we won against Mankupi constituency. And then looking at the performance of my netball players, I can see that the team is still ready to defend the title. We did preparation. For instance, there was Kanjimi annual tournament, of which my kids or our players again participated, and then they became second place, of which I have hope and trust that they are still going to do it. And I believe and promise that we will reach the final and we are ready to defend our cup.
In football, Kapako constituency's manager Kambongi Paulus is optimistic that his team will defend its title.
The boys were hard on training, and we have been playing friendly matches with teams from Rundu, well-known teams like Rundu Warriors, where we won with 2-0, and some of the team. So the result which they were producing in those games were good results. So we are hoping to get good results here.
With only 1 game played, the remaining teams still hold on to their hopes of winning the championship.
The games are going well. We won all the games. And so far, the way I see things, our team is going to win this game.
The defending champions played very well against us. They managed to score 2-0, but our team, unfortunately, is not that ready, but at least we are trying. It's just that we did not meet up with the boys so early. We only had 2 days of training. That's why we are not that much ready. But what I can tell is the first game that we lost, that is the only game that we are losing. The next 2 games that we are going to play, at least we still have 6 points to collect from there, then to advance to the next stage. Tournament so far is going very well, well organized by PSD Betting. All the things are going in accordance. I think this is one of the best one in the 4-year period that they've organized this year, is one of the best that I have seen.
The finals will be played tomorrow. Kavango West goes into the Newspaper Cup as the defending champions.
Now, the Chief Executive Officer of Cricket Namibia, Johan Miller, says that Richley Eagles coach Pierre de Bruin has changed the fortunes of the game, or rather of the team, for the better since his appointment. Let's take a listen.
Johan Muller says that Pierre de Bruin is an international coach who emphasizes professional coaching ethics and lets his work speak for itself. According to Muller, the Richley Eagles have grown from an underdog team to one that can now compete with some of the top teams and even beat them. And that is all thanks to Coach de Bruin. So much has gone into making the Richley Eagles what they are today, and Muller believes that much of it has to do with the amount of behind-the-scenes work by the coach and his team, which has translated into on-field results.
Quite a number of consultants, physio, strength and conditioning coaches, psychologists, on a quite a productive manner in the last year, 2 years, to make sure that he's built a squad of extreme talent, a very deep squad in terms of numbers, and he's built players up to perform at the highest level. It's also been a year that we were able to give exposure to a lot of our players in different competitions, mainly due to injuries and due to the number of tours that we had. But what goes on behind the scenes is professional planning, very detailed, assessing other teams, making sure that we are consistently getting better every single day, improving skills. And we are seeing that on the field of play at the moment. We are outclassing most of the opposition, and that gives testimony of the growth of this team.
The Richley Eagles are off to their third World Cup in 4 years, and it is believed that the team has a completely different mindset and attitude to games and tournaments they compete in now compared to 4 or 5 years ago. As part of their preparation for the World Cup, the team was involved in a T20I triangular series against the Netherlands and Nepal, which they won. They, however, came third in the 50 overs format. Muller explains that the preparation schedule until the World Cup has already been worked out for the team.
We'll play the African Games in the middle of March in Ghana. Then we'll have a tour to Scotland in May and a T20 series directly after that. The end of May, we'll travel to West Indies early June, and then the World Cup starts on the 7th of June.
The Richley Eagles will likely have a tough World Cup in the West Indies, where they will come up against the likes of Australia and England in their group.
Time now for our Facebook slot. Now, the Southern Stream First Division Disciplinary Committee found Black Africa guilty of not honouring 3 league matches due to a leadership crisis within the team. Now, they were fined 100,000 for missing matches against Latinos, Blue Bulls and 11 Arrows in Windhoek. We asked you what your thoughts were, and here's what you have to say. Our first comment for tonight comes from Palas Nepempe that says, I think that is the only way of disciplining whoever in that regard. Otherwise, some of those old members of the club knows very well the consequences, but still they just want to challenge their own system with unnecessary reasons. David Mulilo says Black Africa, one of the oldest teams in the country, is heading for total destruction of itself. Nian Ukweni Negumbo says, sad story for a big team. And Kakonda Choldino Ngambe says, where will Black Africa get that amount? Thank you so much for all your comments. Now, before we go, here's a quick recap of tonight's headlines. De Bruin is an extreme competitor, says Johan Miller. The Kavango West Region Governors' Cup kicked off yesterday at Nkuru. We've come to the end of tonight's news. Remember that you can like us on Facebook at NBC Sport or tweet us at SportNBC and be part of the discussion. Also, check out our question of the day and share your valuable comments with us. You can also visit our website or YouTube channel for more information. Don't forget to check out NBC Plus by downloading the app on Android or go to nbcplus.na on iOS and take us with you. From your host, Beatrice Engelbrecht, as well as the entire sports crew, it's always an absolute pleasure. Goodbye for now.